and this is his co-host Tran.
Yes, I think that part was cut off, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah. So this is the Threadlings Filmmaking Production Diary. I'm Miguel Ortega, and this is Tran.
Hey everyone.
So we're exhausted today, so please forgive us if we seem half as smart as we normally do, which is already half as smart. So yeah, hello. So today we are Tran is working on this sequence, so improving it so it's super ugly looking at the moment. And I am gonna be giving her some of the animation to work on. How's
Yeah.
everybody doing? So this sequence you're seeing, there's no cloth sims on anything. The lighting is horrible. The textures are old. There's no hair on Mayo, so it's as ugly as it's gonna ever look.
Well, I don't think the textures are old on this one, but there's these.
Mayo's face there is the new one.
The texture is.
Oh, okay.
Remember, this is my project,
Okay, yeah.
but Shrog looks like he can use some work.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the ideal shot for me to start with. That's what I'm actually thinking, but it is the first shot of the sequence. So this is after they witness the moth attack.
What's good about it is
Look at
it's a wide shot.
is that how Kot's supposed to look? His legs aren't moving. Okay.
The shot doesn't start from the very beginning.
It doesn't.
No.
Okay.
And Mayo should animate in, like he should pop in.
Okay, but this Kot animation is not done. Or is that done? Where his legs are floating in the air.
Again, his animation starts there. Yeah.
Okay, so it starts here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mayo slides in like that, right?
Yeah.
And then they're running to Shrog. So basically, this is after the moth attack. So if you were following in the past couple of weeks, I was working on the sequence where Zort gets attacked by a real moth.
Is Mayo's face moving there at all?
No. Is it supposed to?
Yeah. Open one of the next shots.
What's the name of the next shot?
Swoop down.
Okay. Hold on. Swoop down.
Yeah, there
He's
he's moving.
But they're two different alembics.
Yeah.
He's like really funny looking.
Who, Mayo?
Yeah, he's like, yes, I saw it. Okay, so this alembic here is just it's a different version. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm wondering what shot I should actually do first. Because normally the way I like to work when I'm moving into sequence is like more, a little bit wider, slightly. Okay, this is a close-up of them. So you're just basically seeing like my process of like determining what to do. This could also be one where Mayo has some animated face. Or I could start with the one I'm running in, but I don't feel that's the one I want to work on.
Yeah, work on whichever one.
I don't want to do one too tight, but this one's probably pretty important because Shrog's face is going to go through a lot of work because he's not working out right now. But Mayo went through this phase too, where his face was like really weird. And then it just went through some corrections. It doesn't take a lot to kind of just have a, like one small thing kind of make it look kind of weird. Let's see, blasphemy. What shot was it? Okay, not this one. Maybe this one, because caught looks good.
1 second.
Okay. So this is like in between. So if you're following like some of the stuff that I was doing even before the moth attack. So what I worked on was basically them approaching Zord, and that's a sequence where Zord's kind of turned like all zombie-ish. This is like in between, right? So like the time of day is going to be darker, and that's why the moth attack, if you were following last week, looks like sunset or sundown, so that it's leading up to this time of day where it's quite dark. So one of the things that I want to do is I might get a sequence like this, and then there will be some missing things. I'll usually just delete it. I'm not sure what these are. What are these? Do
You
know?
could just delete that.
Okay, let's just delete them. Give it a second. It like froze. Oh, let's not do this.
Why is Mayo not?
Okay, I'm doing this kind of all wrong. Okay,
So Mayo's face is not moving at all in the shot of them running, because on mine, which I haven't changed since I gave it to you, his face is completely animated.
okay, that shot is running too, right?
Yeah.
It's when I get your sequence, some of the limbics don't all show up. Like I get things like this. That means it lost its attachment.
You could delete those.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Just select that Mayo for a second. I think there might be two Mayos, one on top of another.
That's what I mean. That there's a few Mayos. Can you tell me the name of the file, the limbic?
Can you move that window so I could see the sequencer?
What window?
Sequencer.
But in yours, so if you look on your side.
Mayo 0 to 160 is that one there. So yeah, you do not have that working.
Mayo 60 to 90.
Mayo 0 to 160.
Okay, so this one. And this is the one. Let's hide that. Mayo 0 160 is what alembic on your end?
Mayo 0 to 160 in running 2.
Okay. All right, so this one right here.
Yeah.
So this happens. It's pretty normal. Where when I get stuff, it doesn't all like display correctly. So what I'll do is find Mayo overall, look at where he is in position, because I don't know if it was been moved. Bring in the correct one. Have the same translations. And then I could see him over here, the old one. Drag him back in here. You can relink these things, but they don't always work. And then Just got to make sure that the frame starts at the same point and attach the cache. And I should be able to delete this one, but we'll see. He doesn't move. That's weird.
He's not linking up.
He should have animation, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
I've noticed that lately that sometimes I'll scroll and the animation doesn't move, and then all of a sudden it like loads up.
Okay, but he's not supposed to be like standing here like this. Like he has some kind of thing going on in his animation, no?
His animation, let me find it.
It like pops into the scene.
So at frame 38, he turns on. So you could just.
Okay, so what I can do here is have the visibility, have it on, and then one frame over.
Literally has to be one frame over.
We'll have it off and then keyframe that. And he literally turns on. Okay, cool. So I know this one, that's good. I'll get rid of the ones I don't need. And it doesn't seem like I need this one. And these might crash it if I do that. And I'm just gonna save this. And I wanna make note. So this is caught facial.
Caught facial should be basically the one for almost everything.
Okay, so there's two cots. This one's hidden. Okay, so this is how I do this when I get these things. I just write down what they are because I'm going to get confused. Those are the two characters there. And then Shrog, there's a couple of Shrogs too. There's also Shrog overall. Shrog 1. And then this Shrog, part 1 overall. Because I don't know where these are at. This one's invisible. Okay.
So that is up to what frame is that? That's up to
Frame.
So just so you know, that shot of caught running, like the one that's one of the ones that needs to be replaced. So it's fine. The alembic there.
Okay, so this is not a final.
That alembic is not caught is not final on those.
Okay.
Mayo is, and so is the professor.
Okay, cool. I mean, I guess I'll just start with the shot. So let's save all. So I'm afraid of breaking stuff. So what I'll normally do is, let's delete this. I'll grab this, I'll duplicate it. Let's rename it. And then I don't like using the same map. So this map I'm reading is actually the original map. I like to leave this pure and untouched because you can actually really easily break things. And then the kind of scary thing about when you're breaking things, sometimes it feels like a bug. So it doesn't feel like, oh, I pushed this and then therefore I broke it. Sometimes it really feels like some kind of bug happened. And then I don't know what to do because it's a bug. So this is a duplicate map. I'll come in here, delete these things. This thing too. And then all the parts that I don't need. And then try to organize this. Although I feel like something is wrong. Like I can't move things around. Okay. And then it's organized with these lights. And this is not here. And then I'm going to go try to find these guys again.
Rob Jacobs says, I watched the Ningyo, incredible work. The lab environment, settings, and creatures are beautiful. What a shame that this did not get produced into a full movie or series. It almost did. It almost did, and then it fell apart. So we got it optioned by Thunder Road. We were talking to like big movie stars that wanted to be in it, and then it just kind of died during COVID. It was that film is the most what is it, like, open wound for us. Everything with that project we kind of hate, right, Tran?
Yeah. That thing,
Almost broke us. It broke us.
yeah. I like to say it was worth it somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's redo that. Okay, so now I have my brand new sequence. That's all cleaned up, has the minimal things I need. I'm probably gonna dump these lights because I like to light with my own lights. And let's fit this in here so I can scrub. So I like to have my timeliner like this because it affects whatever I'm doing here. Because I use this down here to scrub a lot to get through things. Let's save all. Now this should all be reading on its own unique map. Let me move the old one here, the old sequence. And so these are all now my things that I can wreck and ruin by accident or on purpose. And then what I'll also want to do is just some key things. So I have a directional light in here, which is making the scene really bright and feel like daytime. But it's not very attractive. So let's throw this in here. I don't want to delete it. And then I'll set this to hidden.
Daria says, good thing we persevered.
Good thing we persevere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It required a lot of perseverance.
No, you shouldn't feel sorry about bringing it up. Actually, this project is directly connected to that film. So I don't know if I'll say it. Everybody's probably sick of hearing it, but when we built all the sets for that film, um, we built it all in our living room. You could watch the making of, and it's pretty crazy. And we bought all these beautiful Persian rugs to use in the film, and we were so meticulous about, like, they have to be the authentic looking ones. They can't look like they're machine made. So we could look at a rug and just instantly tell whether it's machine made or not. We really wanted everything to be perfect, and when the project died, we were so depressed. And I remember just sitting in the sofa, in the chair not in the sofa, chair in the living room, and just saying to Tran, like, out loud, like almost cartoonish, like I was like, well, at least we have these beautiful rugs. And I put my feet on this table, and they pushed the table forward, and then the rug just like disintegrated in front of my eyes. Like, it was like comedic timing almost, right? And I'm like, what the hell? And when I look, the moths had started devouring the rug. Not started, they completely devoured the rug. And our house is dark by default because we're always editing, so we're always keeping the windows dark. And we just didn't notice these tiny little moths were eating the rug, and they devoured this rug. They just destroyed it.
Yeah, it just turns into like dust.
It turns into dust. And it was the fact that I said, well, at least we have these rugs. At least all of that work, at least we have these rugs. And then I put my feet on the table and it just disintegrates. The rug disintegrates. And it was just, like I said, comedic timing. Like, get the hell out of here. And I just started losing my mind. Like, these rugs are destroying, these moths are destroying our rugs, like destroying everything. And then I have a really insane toy collection. And a lot of the older toys that I have fabric. And I instantly freaked out. I was like, oh my God, what about my toys? Right. And then I have like this Gonzo from the Muppets, like a replica of the real puppet that was used by Jim Henson. And I love this thing. And I go, oh my God, my Gonzo. Right. And then it just started, it led me to thinking, like, what do they do at Jim Henson Studios? And what would happen if you were made out of fabric and moths were to come and try to eat you at night, which is what exactly happened to these rugs, right? Or to these toys. The toys were okay, by the way. But that from that comes the Threadlings. It's a colony of creatures made out of fabric. And at night, the moths come and want to lay eggs in them and devour them from within, just like they did to my beautiful rugs, those bastards. So that stupid concept. So we're trying to make lemonade out of lemons big time.
Yeah. I think it's a cool story. I mean, because it's true.
Because it's true, yeah, but that was it. So it was like I started going crazy. Like, I went to war against these moths. Like, I need to destroy all these moths. And I just started buying all this stuff and then filling the house up with like lavender water and cedar pieces and all these moth traps. If you actually look at some of the old making of the Voice in the Hollow videos, on the ones where Tran forgot to put it out of the way, you could see a moth light in the background of some of the shots of her talking. We should have moved it before. We usually would move it before, but you would see a moth light, and that's when we were like peak war against the moths. And yeah, so that's what this is. So we started realizing, we're like, damn, there's a lot of similarities between like vampires and these moths. Like, they come at night, they hate lavender water, they hate cedar stakes, they
Well,
want to
yeah.
inject you and eat you from within. So we were just
Yeah,
like,
and you're thinking about like how you're gonna eliminate these guys. You're like, how does this even work? And then you realize like, oh, it's like the babies that like eat like the cotton and the organic material. It's not the adults. Adults don't eat it. And then you're just like, that's really gross.
yeah, because that's the
So,
thing, is
so
that part of the reason why we would never notice the ructing is because the moths don't eat fabric the way people think. The larva does. So they lay the larva on the rug, and you're not supposed to see it because it's tiny. And then the tiny little things wake up, and they start eating the fibers. So if you see moths in your house, the cloth moths, which are very small, they have already started eating your fabric, because for them to have been born, they had to have grown from the larva state to adulthood, and that means they were eating some kind of fabric.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's just throw away all these rugs. Like, why?
Well, we threw away a lot of them.
We did because we lost the war. That's
We lost the war, so then the Threadlings is kind of like us trying to
well, we
make the best out of it.
and then we've always had this idea of like wouldn't it be cool to tell a story where like of little guys, just little people, like like Smurfs, not Smurfs, but just little characters. And then Miguel was like, what if the idea that we've been talking about, what if they were made out of cloth? I'm like, oh, that's true. And then the war was against the moths.
Yeah.
And then it became like, well, are they, self-aware they're made of fabric? And it's like, of course, they have to be self-aware. Otherwise, why would they have the war against moths? Like, and the self-awareness is important because there's a lot of stuff that's been made, like the Muppets, for example, or Jim Henson stuff. They're not aware they're made out of cloth. These guys are aware they're made out of cloth.
Yeah, ours very aware.
Yeah.
So yeah, it went crazy, and then that happened right around like Christmas time, and I drew a little concept for cotton mayo, and I showed it to my niece, who's love this little thing. She's the cutest thing in the world, and I asked her, Isabella, what would you name these two characters? And she didn't hesitate for a second. She just said, that's cotton, that's mayo. And I was like, damn, those are great freaking names. And I went and I told Tran, I'm like, I think I got the names like cotton mayo. And we instantly like loved the names. And we were like, all right, let's stick with it. She never gave us alternate names. We just love them.
Yeah. Okay, so what I have going on here, just in case anyone's wondering, I just basically kill all the lights, and I just want to see what I have. So I like to work with, it's like a blank canvas to me. And these lights are actually whatever we do have. It's just being emitted from the window from here, which has a greenish glow, which I did like.
But so those are emissive surfaces. They're not actually cutting through.
No, they're just emitting light.
Yeah, so
They're
there's
just a
no light coming through from outside.
Yeah, they're just textures. Now, I'm not sure. Originally, when I did this, these windows, and I would turn it off, and it would look dark like this. I thought the green kind of cast was kind of eerie, because usually like greenish lighting is like associated with like hospital lights, right? And there's something kind of like not very inviting about that. But when I lit the other sequence, I did not keep it greenish. I just went really blue. So just in terms of color palette, I'm not sure if this works. What I can do to tweak this is just select these windows, which I'm very glad I organized this very well. So I can find them, find the original one here, and then just duplicate this. I'll just call this like night. Okay. Now, when I'm in this stage, a lot of stuff can get retextured. So there's no like, everything's on the table. I did retexture like other stuff that I had done. And it's not because anything's really wrong. It's just once you see it in the shot, it's possibly not like what you really were trying to do. So let's replace this. And let's grab this one.
Art Studio Art Studio Art Studio. AR Studio? I'm not sure, but hello.
Actually, I kind of messed up when I duplicated this.
Okay, so this is exported.
Okay, let's just do all the windows. Here we are. Let's go back to my sequence view. And then I want to tweak the color here, just to feel more blue in nighttime. I kind of want to see the window where I'm doing this. Like, is there a frame where, okay. And Shrog is in the dark. And he looks scary. He just got two glowing eyes.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. Let's see if I could shift this warmer. That's an intense color. I don't see the change. Okay, let's pop out of this scene. I think my brain is like fried because I'm troubling on basic stuff. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, it is actually shifting the color. Let me try turning these off. I just want to verify that they are creating that light. Okay, so it's really dark without them, which I kind of really like. By the way, none of these, the set is built very logically. So like in between the windows are like other walls, which means like there's no way that light would be coming through here. But it's just CG magic or like movie magic, I guess. Okay, so I remember the intensity of 1. Let's kill that. And I just want to tint this to be more bluish, which is kind of more purplish here. And let's see what happens when I bring it back to 10, which is what its original value was. It looks more like, it doesn't look like nighttime. Now it looks like daytime, which is kind of worse. Let's go more blue. Okay, so now it's creating this blue kind of ambience. This one's still green here. Why is this one getting this color? Okay, so it's coming from this, which is very daytime right now. I do like this kind of this weird room I built, which has nothing going on in it. And this one has a different texture. I could hide this, but I kind of like the idea that there's another light source coming through. And let's see if I can tint these also blue. Let's save that color. Go to this variation, tint that blue. It looks white because it's multiplying really bright. That is maybe too blue. So let's come back here. It's not very natural. Let's kill the saturation. So maybe this temperature. You know, I don't realize how much I noodle with stuff until I'm sitting here on the stream noodling it. Okay. And I might adjust these a bit later, but it's starting to feel more like nighttime. I have these candles, which I like. There's also chandeliers above the head. It would be nice to get these, to kind of use these as light to light them. Let me save all. And what I'll do is I'll split my screen. And then hope this doesn't crash because I'm also streaming. So to kind of just have more speed, this side is set to unlit and it's much faster. I do have this light above here, which I didn't delete. And it's not doing a lot because it's kind of weak. Yeah, I'll use this. So let's just turn it on pretty bright. And I just want to move around and see what I get. But right now, everything's pretty dark, which I like. I'm also thinking like I can bump up the fog. And then the other thing I do a lot too is I come back here and I look at the video that Miguel had done, and I scrub through it.
That's without the faces.
Yeah. Well, it just gives me an idea of like the sequence of the shots because I don't know the scene well because Miguel's the one been working on it. So it's like my first time looking at it. So I don't know much other than this. But I don't have this memorized.
We have such an assembly liner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he comes out like that. I was just thinking like, is there a reveal to him coming out? Like from the shadows? Does that even make sense in the scene?
That could work, but you kind of want to see what they're running towards, but I don't care. This is not the first shot of Shrug, right? So it's not like we have to give him this grand entrance.
No, but it can make something look cool.
Yeah.
So slide them. Cod and mayo are kind of easy in this scene because, and this is also one I probably would relight because we only see, we see Mayo's side and we don't see Cod's face. So when I was looking for a first shot to work on, my first thought is like, I want the first shot to show Cod and Mayo because I will do anything in the lighting that I have to do in order to make their faces look good. So the thing with Unreal, for me at least, and this is like probably part of like my weaknesses or things that I don't know or understand. So I only know what I know and I don't know what I don't know. And for me, when I light in Unreal, it's not the same as lighting like in Arnold or V-Ray, where you just put a light and it always pretty much looks good. You have to kind of really screw up lighting. And here you can be a good lighter and just still kind of get something that looks like crap and not be sure why. So that's why I normally don't choose this type of lighting as like the scene right now as the first one. But I think I'll do it because it's the first shot. Because I don't know what lighting I have to do for Cotton Mayo in order for the faces to look good. And that drives the lighting for the entire scene. Just whatever makes them look good is how every shot, how everything's going to be lit in the entire sequence. Well, we do have Shrog, and I can go like, what do I need from him? And normally, like the less lights is usually better. I don't know. Of course, I don't want to do that. Maybe we'll do top down one. Let me just reset this and see how this looks. If it's just like chandelier lighting from the top, it could look very nice. It could also kind of overpower everything so that you can't do much else. Let's reset the cone. And I don't know how I feel about that. It works in its own way. We can give it a temperature so it's warmer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's some things here. Do I like this? Okay, let's say I don't like that. I'll just hide it. And then maybe what I want to try instead
Chatty on fire. Hello.
is like, what if there's light
What is going on here?
as if it was above his like office? And I don't have a light there. But you can just add like some kind of light source to it later. Okay, that's one possibility. What if naturally we just carry like these flames more in here? And these guys play a bigger role. I really like these candles because they give scale and they're just like a different texture. Let's make sure it doesn't cover the character. In the shot. And then let's angle this to its best advantage. Best advantage usually means like when I move this light back in. Basically, I move this light until like the candle looks better. This is kind of weird how the subsurface behaves. Sometimes I get the
Nice.
nice glow and sometimes I don't. I'm not getting it right now. Okay. And that's how it is. So I'm trying to do like how it's supposed to glow. So it's doing it on the other side. I can do a couple of things. I can check the material on it. And I have a profile. And it really is strong. Let's see what happens if I increase it. It doesn't do anything. So I don't think I want to overdo it. I'm just going to rotate it until like, I'm just going to give up.
Why are you gonna give up?
Because it's, I can noodle this for like 10 minutes straight and go, why is it not doing this? Why is it not doing that? Okay. And this light, I'll leave it like really low right now. Just try to hide that. And let's move this one more in. So I'm trying to use the practicals.
Practicals means all the lights that you can actually see in a shot. Usually it's like the desk lamp, the table lamp, that kind of stuff. So those
Yeah.
are usually called practical. And then even if they're not the main, like they're just the ones you see on the screen, even if there's a light right offside the screen that is actually illuminating the room, the practicals are the ones that make it look like that's the only thing that is lighting the set.
Yeah.
But it's like a practical filmmaking terminology, like live action film terminology, not practical.
Okay, let's kill this one. So that's how much light this gives me here. Um,
That looks really cool. I mean, you obviously can't just do it that dark,
no.
but that does look really cool.
Yeah, I wanted it to be moody. That's why I basically killed all the lighting that I didn't need and just had the minimum. The reason why I might want fog is back here. Let's just see.
To separate those values, right?
Yeah, let's just see what happens. So let's bring this on up. What's a high value? Let's do 0.6. That's really high. It's like exceeds what this can do. So at maximum, it goes 0.5. When you break the fog values, you have to be really careful your scene because it gets unstable. So that's what we're getting there. Now I can adjust the fog height to, I forget which way this works. Let's make this really strong. Okay, it doesn't really do much. I don't think it's high enough. Let's try 0.4. And now it's a little bit more atmospheric. I do have a light out here doing that. And originally it was white, but maybe it can remain like a cooler color because I've colored the fog more, so I don't need to overdo that. I don't know if it should just be dark. I mean, is that scarier or what?
Well, this scene is not supposed to feel scary yet.
Okay.
This
So
is supposed to be, you know, they're packing up to, like, one of the things you could actually do here, which could be kind of cool, is you can have some of the lights starting to turn off, right? Like,
oh, like in the scene.
yeah,
Does the bell ring in here?
of
Like,
course you're gonna be hearing boom, boom.
okay.
Yeah.
Like it's like
It's
nighttime.
it's nighttime. The moths are coming. It's mothing hour. So stupid.
Okay, cool. This light on the ground is just a light that I didn't want to hide yet because I want to use it. So I can use this to, I can use like a point light, but I don't really use a point light. I don't like how it lights. When I first started using Unreal, I didn't like spotlights because they were very directional. But now I really like them. They just light the face better.
At Gnomon, I've noticed that there's like this fear of the spotlight. Have you noticed that?
In Unreal.
No, at Gnomon, like they in V-Ray, they never use spotlights. They always use the rectangle lights.
Oh, it's the Maya one.
Yeah,
I have a fear of it too.
the Maya spotlight.
Yeah. I think it's just kind of, it's because it's Maya.
I just think it's because it doesn't say V-Ray in front of it.
Well, I think it's the association. It must be bad.
Yeah, it's not though.
Well, it can do things like the other regular V-Ray lights can't do.
Like if you wanted to get that kind of sharp shadows with a rectangle light, you'd have to increase your directionality so much that it would get so noisy. And I'll see like these crazy render times because they're trying to get the hard shadows, and if you just rendered it with a spotlight, you would get it like for free.
That's true. Let's try a point light. So it's these lights. I'm worried that they don't work. But then whenever I use these, I don't like how they look either. So that the light inside the candle is just for the candle. Set the temperature. I don't like it too yellow, even though it is yellow. And attenuation radius is really high.
Yeah, so Daria says I didn't know that about spotlights. Yeah, Maya spotlights are, I don't know this for certain, but I think the only reason why V-Ray didn't make a spotlight is because it was already there. They were like, oh, this is pretty perfect, so there's no need to change it. So let's just leave it. But if you want like those hard shadows, just use the spotlight, and then you could just increase the source radius. I forget if it's called exactly that, to soften it a little bit, but it's so much faster than a rectangle light if you want hard shadows. If you want soft shadows, the rectangle light is still great. But if you want those hard shadows, the spotlight is faster.
I think a lot of it has to do with fact, like early days in CG, trying to use a rectangle light was like didn't exist, or like it was like really slow, right? And then people were just using spotlights because they had to, and getting soft shadows was very very expensive. Remember those days?
Yeah.
See, this is, I don't know if I like the spotlight. It just um so I
The
put in
spotlight or the point light?
point light. So I put it in Shrog's face. It just lights everything too much. Let's delete it. This one gives it more shadow, like the way it shapes the face.
I definitely like that shadow it's casting on the wall.
Yeah. It needs to be warmer. So let's do 4, 5. I want it to be a little bit hotter. Let's do 12. I think it probably shoots too far. So I'll give it a shorter attenuation, like, so it softens, and then increase the source radius, or else the shadows would be extremely sharp. And I just don't think these would be that sharp from a candlelight. So let's give it 20, and then you can see that shadow became softer. I don't like really orange light, even though this kind of calls for it. Let's do that. And you know what? I think I will put, I don't like this light that much. I'll put a light function on this so it comes in and out. It has to kind of make sense. But when I'm looking at it, I'm like thinking, I don't like it. So let's see, where did I put all my light functions? Flicker. I don't know what flicker does what. I'll just put one in. Now the other thing is that the flicker tends to like change once you render it. It will just feel different once you see it rendered. So I'm not really sure. I just put one in, and then I'll replace it if I have an issue. Let's do this one.
Let's see what we have here.
Maybe this one should be like really hot. I know I didn't like the orange light, but let's do it as 4,000.
Polishing.
And more intense maybe, or less intense. I know Mayo and Cot have to have a light hitting them in the face. And I just didn't really like this top light for some reason. Like I think it doesn't feel interesting anymore. Maybe I don't want that much fog. And let's just hide the moonlight, let everything be dark. Okay, so maybe it's because the fog and the light back here, like if this is dark, then this can be brighter. So when I have this light coming in here, and when I go back to the fog, and this was coming in strong, right? And then I throw this spotlight on it, on top, it just kind of flattens everything. So I don't think I want this fog.
Just take a look at this real quick.
Yeah, it's just show.
Just how freaking awesome that looks.
Yeah, he's cool. Especially once you can get like, we get the cloth on it.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like doing a kameha.
Finisha. That's
Yeah.
what he's saying.
Well, but it's like to me a Dragon Ball Z move.
This is completely taken from Kung Fu.
Yeah,
Isn't that awesome?
I do like that.
All right, that's it. You can return to your previously. Yeah, that one is all hand animated, so it just looks so freaking good. It's just like let me just show this one more time. Like look at that expression on his face. It was just so kick ass. Damn. He got moves. He got moves. The old man's got moves.
I can't I realize I can't really talk while I'm working. I'm like trying to think what I want to do with this lighting. Like how can I make this more special? With the moth, it took me a bit. The moth one was hard. This one shouldn't be as hard. But I'm not getting it. I think here, let's increase the source radius. It acts more like an indirect light when I do. Set that to 50. It's lighting kind of hot. And then maybe like this is a fake indirect light.
It's Latin.
What's
So
it?
he wants to know, how did we come up with the spells? They're all Latin. For that, Latin is usually the language that is used for magic. I thought about doing it in a different language just to change it up. But I kind of like that, the whole thing is caught has a stutter. So we wanted to pick a language that was very complicated to say intentionally. So
Yeah, which sucks for a stutterer.
Yeah. Okay, so let me send this.
Mayo is really dark. So I'm doing like a fake fill light. I don't know if any of this works. You could just off bomb and then I'll figure it out like after. But I guess what I'm trying to do is just maintain its moodiness. Like to me, like they have their backs to me. Mayo has to be more lit. This light is not really doing anything. Right now, it's this light that's driving it. Up here, I kind of like how he looks.
Oh, I see what's going on.
The ground feels really hot. I think that's what I don't like about it. Maybe like that's what I don't like. So when the light hits the ground, it's just really bright. So if I come back here to this light, maybe that's all my issue is. So if I have an issue with that, I can put a rug and say that it has a rug, which I thought I put like rugs here. And then there's some furniture. I have not made a runner that's just only for this. This is for like the rotunda. But I might like this much more when it isn't just the ground like getting hit. And I could like do lighting tricks so it doesn't look as bright. But I might like want to see this.
What's up, Bobby? So let me send this. I have to send this to.
Okay, so let's throw this here. And do I like the rug? This is not working out. This is,
Why is it not working out?
I don't know. I think the rug looks kind of cool. Or I can use like a circular rug. It's the angle of the rug. Let's steal from, maybe it's the color red. Let's steal the circular rug. There's also a light, wider version of this color. What if it's red here?
That looks good.
Is it too big though? It might be like this size. So that makes sense. But it is less white when it's getting hit. Let's hide this. And Mayo is just really dark. I can put another one of these, or I can put like one like this. It depends how it frames the shot. Like this could intersect with his head if it's too high. So I could steal these candles. There's like multiple variations, like literally of the different candle shapes, but I think I'm like using one candle over and over. Okay, so the beginning of the shot is like this. He runs past. This candle goes out of frame. Do I want it to go out of frame? It would be nice to see the flame. Okay, so the flame is there. Any ideas, thoughts, Miguel?
Hold on, I'm sending something to Vince Sorelli. Let me take a look. Play it.
Well, just thoughts on the lighting. It won't make a difference if I play it. I kind of know why I don't use this candle. It's because I can't see the flame. And that's why I keep using the same one. The shape of it is too high.
You know, I think
There we are.
that stuff that you're doing there adds a lot. Yeah.
The flame turns dark yellow. It turns white when I move it over.
Like a hair. That's so weird.
Look at that.
All right, let me just send this real quick.
I stop asking why. Okay, so Mayo comes in. The candle is glowing from underneath. It is something, but not where I want it to be. So maybe this is not the best spot. But before I give up on it, let's just move this over here. And then do that so I don't have to see it. Mayo comes in. I don't mind this weird underlight anymore. It's like you guys watching me light is like not like I'm not like lighting anything.
All right, I just sent that to Luma, so you know. So Luma are helping us with a lot of stuff. Not just on the Threadlings, but possibly more. I think that rug adds a lot. It does make it very busy. I almost wish that rug was like more earth colored.
It
I
can
wonder.
it can be like I can put the original color, so I'll show you what that looks like. But it might be too bright. But I can color correct it. I don't think it looks better white.
No,
I think it looks better.
like candy cane.
No, like this. It just takes a bit to update. Like red.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Disagree about what? That it looks busy.
Yeah. But the runner doesn't really work. Maybe it's just too large.
I don't think it's too large. I think it either has to be bigger or small or much smaller. But like I think when it's much bigger, it looks less busy because the problem is the floor with that rug look crazy.
Well, I can duplicate this. Let's just use one. And instead of this white color, I can bring it down. Like I'm not sure what colors I have up here. But it could be brought down like that. But now it's still the brightest thing. It's even brighter.
That looks better.
Is it just the light?
Well, you have a spotlight literally right on top of it.
Yeah, but it's also the brightest material.
That looks kind of cool when you darkened it a little bit.
Let's darken it some more. Yeah, so, you know, that's how this goes. Start looking at the color of the rug. Let's make this more the color of the wall. That kind of works. Let's see how this feels if this is bumped up. Yeah, I don't think this is a good first shot. This is,
Well, this is a tough first shot.
you're right, because I'm not looking at the main characters. So it's not an ideal one. Maybe I would just leave something like this here. Let's turn this one on. I mean, there's a few ways to do this. Like I can not have that fill. I can take these here, which kind of is the fake candlelight. I have a lot of lights on right now that, well, I have a lot of lights that are not on. Let's kill the volumetric on this. And I can use these to kind of rim light caught. Because I think he would be in shadow in the shot. And then Mayo needs some kind of light on his face. A lot of times the characters always have their own light on their face. Like all of them. Each one of them
Yeah.
has
I mean, I think Shrog looks good there. Like whatever the hell you did.
Yeah, he looks all right to me.
Yeah.
I think I want to retexture his eyes. I think they're too red and they're too white.
He's smoking up.
Yes, he looks like they're really red. This could be like the Mayo light, which is too strong.
Mayo's the best.
But he needs a light on his face. And it feels like there's a spotlight. If I adjust the source radius. So if you notice what the source radius does, it softens the light. It feels less spotlighty. So I use that a lot. And then it probably has to get animated because Cot is going to run into it. I'll widen the cone angle. And the light on his face just kind of doesn't make that much sense. Now, I could turn this with add a light function to this one, which this one is here. Maybe I'll also doing that, angle this to hit him more. So
Bobby says Shrog is smoking on that good.
Yeah, his eyes need retexturing work, big time. I made them blue. I'm not sure that was a good thing. Okay, and then now Mayo has this one. Light. It just lights his head. It doesn't have a great spread. It feels like it's right in the center of his face.
Is this animated in Maya then exported to Unreal for lighting? Oh, I completely missed this one. Yes. Yes, that's exactly right. Sorry, I did not see that earlier. So he says that makes sense regarding the magic spells.
Okay. Not liking how Mayo's looking.
Oh, let me.
These characters, well, in general, like Voice in the Hollow was really difficult to light. Like hard. I had a hard time. I still have a hard time. Mayo looks like really weird. So I'm just looking like I need to pull his face out and make sure that he doesn't look weird. That's the goal. It could be like that's what this light does. But I don't like how it's shaping his face. It's also a frame where he's pointing. And he's frowning. There's some comments in the chat.
1 second. I'm trying to get some stuff to.
This one's really nice.
Which one?
Well, this one below it, Professor is only mad because he interrupted smoking. Yeah. I'm watching all your videos, taking notes, learning so much from you. Your face almost every problem inside Unreal Engine and professionally find solutions. Thank you so much. I don't know if it's professional. It's like it gets through the pipeline, but sometimes it feels like it's like tape. Everything is taped together. Okay, so his face looks less scary to me here. It's not enough light though. Let's hide it. Let's do like another one.
Okay. That's very nice.
Mayo's face looks weird.
Oh, I love voice in the hollow. That's cool. Thank you. Okay. So let me send this to.
I think it's how he's kind of soft and focused. Mayo's like super dark. It feels like no matter how I angle this light to hit him, I don't like how he looks. Mayo's done, right?
Mayo's done.
I do think like I can't get past like how the clothing looks sometimes because when it's not simmed, it's
So ugly looking.
yeah, it's like really weird. Let's see how. Oh, he runs through the candle. It's not good.
You could also lower a chandelier into that shot. Like fake it a little bit.
I could lower.
That's very high. Shit. I don't know if I would do
I could do whatever I want.
that. Dang.
When I made these chandeliers, I gave them this super long.
Just for that?
Yeah, look at that chain. So this was just so I can move it around because I already know that I'm going to need to move around. Like once you learn a little bit about things. And you know what? In real life, this type of stuff gets cheated too. It actually looks kind of pretty. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, now it kind of justifies that light right above them like that. Sorry, the light right below them on the ground a little bit better.
Yeah.
You're just going to see it on this one shot ultimately. So
No, it's gonna move around wherever it works. I do kind of like that. I don't feel like it had to be justified. I just feel like it kind of makes it more interesting. And What is this light doing? It's not doing anything. That's fine. This is rim lighting caught. I am trying to light very poorly male. Let's just reset everything on this. I wish here, like, this wasn't so warm. Like there was like some kind of like cool light coming in aside from back here. When this is too bright, I don't like what happens in the foreground here in the background. So I'm just letting it go dark on
Or you could
purpose.
also let Cotton Mayo be dark as they're running up to him, and then just have them come into that light that's from above.
Well, it's Mayo. Mayo's in a weird spot.
Yeah.
He's like backed up against the wall.
The real question no one is asking is, where do the Threadlings come from? So they come from an egg that is made out of fabric, and a crystal is placed inside of it. That is done by the queen, who we have not shown yet because we don't want to build her. But there's a whole mythology to that, and the crystals and everything. Yeah. We actually even have the actress for the queen. So if we do put the queen in this episode, we are going to have Tamlin Tomita play it again, who was she's an Avatar: The Last Airbender. Who does she play in that? What's the name of that? It's Suki's mom.
Yeah, I don't remember the character's name.
Yeah, and she's the love interest in Karate Kid Part 2. And she was in the Ningyo also. She's amazing. And she was in Robert Rodriguez's movie Four Rooms a long time ago. And there's an homage to that scene in this. So, yeah.
Yeah, there is.
It wasn't even an intentional homage, but without a doubt, it's something that has stuck with me because I've thought that sequence in Four Rooms is one of my favorite anthology films of all time. Is Robert Rodriguez's.
Well, there's a question here. The real question is, no one's asking where the Threadlings come from.
So I just answered
Oh,
that
you did?
question with
I'm
the
sorry.
queen and the crystal.
Yeah, you just did. I'm just not here. I'm trying to light and I can't talk while I'm trying to do this.
Tran is funny.
I just have a problem. Mayo is like really dark. I don't know. I don't like lighting him up in the shot because I don't like how it looks, because then that means Cot has to be lit in the face too. That's what it is.
But can't you just justify, like, for example, there he looks like he's there he's not facing. Well, we are gonna have shots where those faces are gonna have to be lit when they're looking in this direction. But could you put a little bit of light from above on him there?
He looks weird. He just looks weird. It's actually kind of the reason why I like to have the cloth sim, because I can't tell what's wrong with the character, and the cloth looks ugly, and then the hair is crap, and I just don't know what I'm looking at. That's why they have to be more final, because they just look like butt.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, so I'm like looking at him going, I don't know what's wrong. But I also think it's because he has his bad hair. He's got crappy clothing. I think that the clothing is too dark. Look who it is in the chat.
Ricardo. How's it going? That's funny. I haven't seen him in forever. The earthbending moves from 100%. That was inspired by the opening of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, totally. That move, like 1,000%. I literally sent that as reference to the animator. So we love Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I love the cartoon so much.
Yeah, the cartoon is like one of the greatest pieces of cinema ever.
Yeah, it's an amazing show. I mean, it has a lot of fandom, I think. Let's make Mayo's clothes brighter. Like I'm literally going to his material and go, it's too dark. Let's just make the clothes brighter. Like he needs to come out more somehow.
Could you
And
put a little bit of blue light coming in from his side there, so it looks like there's a window there?
you mean back here?
Yeah.
But there is no window.
Yeah, who knows who the hell's gonna know that? There's a hallway there.
I did try to put a blue light. It floods the space too much. But it's picking up some things here. I already have too many lights in my scene. Right now, I have too many lights. I absolutely need to do something about how many lights I have.
That blue looks kind of nice.
I'm going to delete the ones I don't want. Let's see, what light is this? This one is the light that is back here, which pulled him out. Not ready to kill that. That's the light back here. This light fills in Shrog's face. Let's hide it for now. This one here is flickering light, which I want to keep. So I'm going to rename this. Okay.
All right. Thread bending. Yes, it is very much thread bending.
So I have like two lights that are kind of doing the same thing. So which is this one up here. And then I also have this one here. It's a little wasteful to have two. Let's just hide that for now, though, because this light is also hitting that ground really hard. And this is like the blue light Miguel suggested, which I think is a good idea. Maybe just imply this is coming from a window. Let's back it up. And then we get more of Kott's body.
I mean, technically speaking, couldn't you literally just put a window there? Like just grab. You could,
but then
right?
we would have a window on the reverse side. But I could put a window. I don't know how it looks
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
like. Do I want to commit to that? Let's bump up the saturation. Feels like more nighttime, or at least like what we accept as nighttime.
Theatrical nighttime.
Yeah, and the shadow is a little hard. Let's just set this to 20, which makes it softer.
Real nighttime is go in the bathroom and turn off all the lights and cover your eyes.
Yeah.
That's not very cinematic.
And then we can see how this light hits Shrog's face, which I don't know if I like the way it wraps around. I can kind of control that a little with the attenuation. But before doing that, I just want to see. Let's turn on fog. Let's see what that does. I don't see anything. Let's like bump it up. Okay, so that's like intense fog.
That's Tales from the Crypt.
It's too much, especially back here. I can create like a light function that breaks up the fog, so that it's like looks like it has streaks. And I've done that before. Let's see. So the chat went down. Let's go to light function here. I do have like some maps I can use. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's just make a new material. It's called Fog Streets. This is a master. Let's make a material instance.
Ricardo says you can never have too much fog.
Yeah, he knows. Okay, so let's try making this. Normally when I make this stuff, like I have to stop and think more because I don't have all this like down. But this should be a light function. Okay. And then I'll throw in a noise. I think Perlin is probably the best one. I'm going to want like control. So probably a UV coordinate. Texture coordinate here. Let's also make this into a parameter called noise map. I don't need a lot of stuff. I could put in a pen vector. Should I just do that? Let's just do this for now. Or was it like this? Forgot how I did this before. I'll find out very soon. Okay, that seems to work. I just don't remember which one's X. So basically, I want to access the tiling here of U and V. So I set this to multiply, go into the UVs, and then B, I put a pen which splits the X and Y tile. And I do like having that control. I don't remember which one does what. And then I want to have basic control like multiply. I'll just call this mult. So I can control this in the instance. And then I also definitely want and use contrast. Some people, I don't think a lot of people use contrast, but I kind of like it. Okay, that seems to work. Let's save. What am I making? I'm making a light function to try to control the fog, which we'll see. Okay, so now I have that, and I have this, which is in this light. Maybe what I should do, just so I can see it really well, is really bump up this even more to something like crazy like this. I'm not going to leave it that way, although it's kind of neat. But I just have to have it really over cranked. And then what I can do is I can adjust this. So when I adjust the contrast, we see like the streaks, and that's because, let's close all these. There we are. That's because this map is inside that light. And then I could change the tiling. You know, and I don't know what I want. But if you look at the ground, you can see the streak, like the broken up light. But that kind of helps it from overtaking the scene and just eating up the background.
Yeah, it's too strong, but
But
it starts giving it more complexity.
yeah. I feel like I need maybe another color correction. Maybe a power.
It's so funny. Power in Gaia basically is blur. Here it's something completely different.
Yeah. It kind of works like contrast. Let's save that. Okay. I mean, it did do a lot. So the power of 2, which I kind of like this. If I lower it, we have more come in. But what I like is this light is like ridiculously strong right now at 1000, which is not what I want. But I can see how it's really affecting the areas. And for some reason, I like that spot on his face. Okay. I think it's kind of cool.
The thing about nodes, so there's a comment that nodes are confusing. Nodes are intimidating more than they're confusing. They seem confusing because they're intimidating, but once you start using them, you will never want to go back. They're so much more powerful and really easy to use once you just wrap your head around them. Like whenever I use Photoshop now, I wish it was all node based.
So this is what the light looks like. So there's some problems without the fog. Like I don't really want circular points like this. But I kind of like what it's doing to the character, but then these round points kind of suck. I can open up the radius. I might need like 2 lights to do the same effect that I want. So if this is like 1 for fog, I would probably open up the source radius more. So that it opens up that shape on the ground. Let's see this that. And then come back to the fog. So it doesn't contribute a lot to the lighting. And just really bump up how strong that fog is here. And I can do something like that. And then I can have another one right behind it that I can get rid of this. And that just does the lighting. You know, maybe just 2 lights, or maybe not. Because I don't even know if I really like this.
Yeah. I thought it worked best when it was a very subtle, like that window could be coming not from right there, but from like 12 feet away, just a very subtle kind of blue creeping in to add to the orange. But now it's starting to look too like 1990s underwater.
Yeah, let's adjust this. Okay, so I just killed that. It works in a way, but not the way I want it to. Maybe I want it back. Let's come back here. I do like the breakup in the light though. Just not on when it hits the floor. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having trouble with this shot.
I don't think you're having as much trouble as you think you are. I think it's starting to look really nice.
Mayo is like muddy.
Yeah.
That's the blue. Okay. Like maybe this temperature blue.
Yeah.
To run in, it's dark. I think running in dark is good. Caught has his face for 2 seconds.
That's being changed, by the way. That right there is well, he still turns her, but his mouth doesn't line up there.
I need Mayo's face to like work, but I don't think I can get him to work without more of him done, like his hair or whatever. Now he's just like lit. Okay, so I can do a couple of things. Let's kill, bring down attenuation radius.
Um, for the candle on Mayo's side, couldn't you just like hang it on the wall, like you have that other candle rig set up?
Yeah, but what is doing in the wall do?
I mean, if he runs into it.
I moved it out of the way.
Okay. Did you apply the texture to the light and then play with the nodes? That's a way of saying it. Yes. So added a like a fractal noise pattern, and then
And then I just deleted it.
but yeah, ultimately deleted it. That's the thing about these live streams is unlike when you watch like a tutorial video, we have no idea what the hell we're doing and we're figuring it out on the fly. So a lot of times it's like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, right?
Yeah.
But that's part of the reality of this whole process is seeing people fail and being like, no, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that works.
So I like his face most when it's hit like this, but he's a little soft on the focus, right?
Yeah,
Because it's on Shrug.
yeah. We could open that focus up if you think they should all be in focus.
Well, I think it looks weird that I'm not sure because,
The problem is right now he's the brightest thing, so your eye goes to him, but he's out of focus. That's the problem.
right, but he has to be lit or else he's not lit in any other shot.
No, I agree. But I think that's why it's throwing you off is because your eye goes to him more than Shrog.
Yeah. Let's bring it down. Maybe I have to like fake.
I can relate to 2 steps forward and 3 backwards.
Yeah, that's how it is.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
Let's see if I can find. So I had this original light from above. I have this one above the door. I kind of like this one. Look at this one, how it lights up Shrog.
Yeah.
I think I don't know what to do. And what I mean is like, just like, what am I doing?
Well, I think that
I
one looks
think,
good, but just I would lower the attenuation and you would still get that light up on the top of his head.
no, I think what it is like, I want the characters to be in silhouette and them to be kind of rim, but them also have a light in their face, which is a little tall order. So when I have this on, we see his shape come out. We're also still seeing his face. This was a fill I got rid of. And this is just a dead light. Let's kill that. And this is also a wasteful light. This one I want to keep. It's too bright, but I want to make this work. The reason why I want to make this work is because it's lighting Mayo. The other thing is he has like a really strong rim on the back of his head because this light is really close. So it's coming from this. And I think that the source radius is too strong. Which I don't really want. And this light is giving me this. Now I can use this to kind of help certain things like where I wanted to light Shrog a little bit more. But not like this. This is kind of cool though. Where it's like super contrasty.
Hold on, I want to see.
I'm not saying I want exactly that, but there's like,
It's very like film noir.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna go back here and see how this feels when I bump this up.
So Netbug says, I find it harder to light assets when when you create them yourself because you see them differently. I think we used to struggle with that a lot more because we were much more attached to it. I remember on our first project, remember you were really Tran was heartbroken when I told her how I wanted to light it because she had lit some beautiful, she had modeled these beautiful pieces, but now she's pretty brutal with her own stuff. She'll light it.
Oh yeah, I'm
However,
super brutal with my stuff. I used to want to light in order to see all my stuff,
yeah,
but that I don't care anymore.
I always tell the students at Gnomon, the moment you start lighting, you have to put away your modeler brain. It doesn't matter how much time you spent on your pores. It doesn't matter how much time you spent on all those beautiful wrinkles. No one cares. It's only about the final image.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get it. You spend all this time trying to do all this beautiful sculptural detail, and then you're hiding it. It's terrifying, but you just have to do it.
So I don't know if I want that. Honestly, I think what I would do if I wasn't streaming right now, I'd be like, well, I don't have it. And I would just move on to the next shot.
Well, the good thing is the stream is done, so
yeah, it's done.
yeah.
I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's do another shot and then we'll come back to her.
I think it's looking better than you're giving it credit for. I think it's looking good. Considering I think it's looking good. So he's saying, indeed, it's a brutal feeling. Well, so he's you literally are going through this right now. That scene that you did. So he did this piece. I got to show it to you, Tran. So much detail, and
And it's
I'm
just
telling her to make it all dark and blur everything. It's really beautiful. So, all right. So that's it for today, guys. We'll be back next week. Yeah, if you want to follow us, you could follow us at, where are we? I think they got rid of our little thing.
Oh, someone went and cleaned up the stuff.
Yeah, we're not there anymore. Well, we're not there anymore. So just go to Gnomon. So, all right, guys. So that's it.
We'll be back next week. Oh, definitely have progress on this.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. And thank you.
Bye, everyone.